Good morning. It's one of the vanishingly few days that don't look like the surface of Mercury at my house, where it is unmitigated blinding sun. So we're going to make a big tub of cold water mordant, because it's one of the few that you can do that with. And hopefully we'll be mordanting these cashmere scarves, which I only belatedly realized was rabbit, not wool. Wool is only from sheep. Everything else is different kinds of hair fiber, but it's not wool. The shearing lady will yell at you. She will tell you you're wrong. Anyway, we're going to try and mordant these and then do some leaf prints onto an animal protein that's not a bug, like silk. We've never done any wools other than the ones that are in yarn form. Yeah, so we're going to do that. Sorry for all the appliance noise. I have a heater going for my sourdough starter, the washing machine, it's a whole thing. Anyway, here's our cashmere scarves. Thank God I looked this up, because apparently you do not need to scour the ever-loving crap out of these, because unlike wool, they do not hold as much goop. That is why it is soft. So we're going to give these a nice rinse in hot water, and then we will make our big bucket of aluminum triformate to mordant them in, and then we will hopefully leaf print on them if my husband brings home enough eucalyptus leaves. Goals. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna like put super hot water, I can't make it, well, unless you boil it, it shouldn't felt. I'm gonna give it a good rinsing before we put it in the triformate bath, is what I'm trying to get across. Another neat thing about the aluminum triformate, which I am stirring right now to get it dissolved before we put our fabric in. Don't mind the bits floating in it. Could I have cleaned this tub out first? Probably. Anyway, it kind of cures. So it actually like improves over time the longer you kind of let stuff marinate in it. So rather than rinsing it when I pull items out of here that I'm not ready to dye with, I put them into the fridge in their own bag that says alum triformate on it. And I wring them out, but I just leave the mordant kind of in them. I don't rinse it out with fresh water so that there's no more mordant on it. It doesn't seem to have any bad effects on any of the protein fibers I have tried. But this is what our little scarves will be going into. And probably a big thing of wool, because I don't want to put that through a whole process with alum and cream of tartar. It's a whole situation. And what I can only describe as very guesstimatory maths. Generally, when you do an alum triformate bath, you can do it by weight of fiber, but it is one of the few mordants that you can do in a submersion bath where you just know how much is in the bath and you know how much will exhaust it. From what I understand, it's 20 grams per liter. There are roughly 4 liters in a gallon. That would mean there's 80 grams to a gallon of the aluminum triformate mordant. There's 28 grams in an ounce, because these are done in ounces, because the world just cannot be simple. And so it comes out to roughly 2.5 ounces per gallon, 5 ounces for 2 gallons. I think I can get 2 gallons in this tub. We're going to dissolve it. This is not super dangerous to breathe. I still wear gloves because I'm neurotic, and also I don't like drying out my tattoos, but also don't try not to breathe it. I mean, just don't like flinging it into things like powder or like flour. It's not safe like flour. Flour's not that safe when it's been aerosolized anyway. Look up mill explosions. Anyway, we're gonna mix this, and then we will put our cashmere scarves in it, and probably anything else I find that needs to be mordanted, because we've got some stuff laying around that I could just be done with. Now, what, you might ask, would give me the downright hubris to think that I could get these already pre-made and commercially made cashmere scarves to leaf print. And I will tell you what, the scientific process, if you go back through the obscenely long litany of experiments that I have done, we have proved that you can leaf print onto cotton. We have proved that you can leaf print with nothing as a mordant other than iron, as evidenced by the iron dye blankets and the tannins in a eucalyptus leaf. We have witnessed leaf printing on top of commercial dyes, including indigo dye and commercially dyed tie-dye shirts, and regularly dyed shirts. I don't think we've done the tie-dye shirts. Did I do the tie-dye shirts and not tell anyone? Anyway, we've printed onto commercial colors. Did I pick colors that were light and also probably more natural than others? Yes, that's just a good idea. Because if you're making a black leaf print, you're not going to see it if you put it onto a black scarf. So use good sense, but we are using the scientific process. We have already proven out the alum triformate as a protein mordant. We have already proven out that we can print with iron and leaves on top of any other dye. So this seems like a safe bet, is what I call this. And so these will be mordanting until we are ready to leaf print with them. That should be fun. Okay, so here's the update on the alum triformate bath. I have buried everybody that we are going to be dyeing with, or leaf printing with the scarves in cotton. Technically, you should be able to, with 8 ounces of alum triformate, we use like 4.5 or 5, I think. You should be able to do like 7 pounds of fabric, theoretically. I don't know how that's possible because no matter what, when you squeeze them out, you're going to lose a little bit. But either way, there's everybody. They're sitting in there until we're ready to leaf print with them, basically. And when they are ready, we will then give them an iron dunk and pile them up with leaves and see what hell we hath wrought. Hello. We are not in motion. The car is in park. I'm not doing anything illegal. We are going on a leaf hunting mission. Normally, I would just go and buy a couple, a couple sprigs of eucalyptus, but I'm feeling cheap and scavengy today. Also, I'd like to clarify that I think I called the wool scarves that we mordanted cashmere, which is not rabbit. I'd like to clarify, definitely a goat. My brain code switched angora, which is also a goat, but is also a rabbit. And you see that in sweaters as well. So cashmere, definitely from a goat. Very long strands, that's why it's so soft and delicate. Angora, from a goat or a rabbit, you'd have to specify. I'm waving scissors because we're gonna go chop some limbs off of what I hope are city-owned plants. We have weird cops in this town and people. Anyway, let's go get some leaves. That was definitely the weirdest thing the people at that gym saw all day. I'm wearing slippers and pajamas. No shame. All right, so for our cashmere that we are going to try to leaf print with, this is our alum triformate bath. I'm going to squeeze these out, and then I am going to rinse them very thoroughly so that there's not a ton of just loose mordant in the fiber, which can affect how it comes out. And then we will be doing an iron dip to mordant them for the reaction, basically. Squeeze them out, and then I will show you me layering them with leaves. I don't know how many times I'll be able to take my gloves on and off before now and then. This is very drying to put your hands in, the mordants. So I don't recommend putting your hands in them without protection, just as some general advice. But anyway, we're going to get these started and try to do some steamed leaf prints with iron as a mordant. Okay, though I knew this would be a calculated risk because of my lack of experience, what I had confused was angora to cashmere. These are cashmere, this is goats. I've never actually seen anyone leaf print onto cashmere. Maybe it's idiotic because why would you do that to nice cashmere? Anyway, I have put just slightly more iron sulfate into the dye, or into a bath, than I normally would, only because of the thickness of the cloth. It's not thin cotton. So I did what I would have done for this much weight in cotton. I'm going to try to squeeze it out as well as I can so that it mostly uptakes the iron, and then I will show you what they look like as I'm rolling them up. All right, so here's our very long cashmere scarf laid out. I'm going to fold this over. I've tried to make it chaotic at the edge so it won't be quite so obvious a duplicate when it is unfolded again, and I've flipped them up and down so it goes chaotically. If I wanted it to be pure leaf print chaos, I would roll it without a plastic cover, and I might do that with another one of the things, but I want to see if I can get a clean print first on the lightest color fabric. So pray to Pray to the steam gods. Bye. We're gonna roll you up now. Okay, number 2, I forgot to take a video of, but it's very chaos it's very chaos inside. It's so chaos inside, I don't think that I should roll it up and let it chaos both sides of itself. I think that will be too much. The next one, we will full chaos, but we'll maybe just use some of that really weird, long, strandy form of, I think it's a form of gum tree or a eucalyptus. They come in so many forms, you really can't tell what's not one of those at this point. We will probably do it with those, because those I know have a big reaction with the iron from previous experiments on cotton. And remember, we only mordanted these to make them more light and wash fast. These will do this without me having to mordant it at all, except with iron. Alrighty, and scarf number 3 is all crammed up with the weird, long, flingy dingies, and it should chaotically go through itself. That's the steamer you're hearing. Alright, let's get these in. Alright, goodbye. I probably won't do them for more than like an hour. I can't foresee the wool needing that much longer than that. Good luck to you in there. Have fun. Hello! In what may have been a terrible idea, we've temporarily moved this joint to the other room. I'm realizing now I will need to take the trash out of this room so my office doesn't smell like cold and flu treatment, because it smells very eucalyptus-y in here. Alright, let's start some unstringing. I will speed it up because we'll be here forever picking all these off. Okay, this one was the one I had the highest hopes for because it was the lightest color, obviously. But look at how cool it is! Look at the leaves! Look at them! Look at all the leaves! We did so good! They're so cool! Oh, I'm gonna have to order a bunch more of these, but only in this color. The other two colors, as you could see, were a little lackluster. Woo! Oh my god, I just dropped that whole box of leaves. Alright, I have to go clean that up now. We can't enjoy this. Alright, these are our still wet cashmere leaf prints. I suspect that this one didn't work out because of either A, the time of year, because I've seen that react in a really insane way, and B, I think that it may have not particularly agreed with whatever it was dyed with prior. However, these two got some very cool subtle leaf prints. That one looks more dirty than anything, but there are some clear leaf prints. This one, however, so pretty. So I'm going to dry these and see how they turn out. Hopefully they'll be fine. All right, so our experiment with the cashmere had mixed results, but good ones. We learned a lot. We learned that at this time of the year, this particular eucalyptus tree does not have a ton of reaction with iron, and also perhaps the dye that this was dyed with prior to getting to us might have been just too dense for it to fight through. The second one came out more interesting. We've got some really cool negative space prints. Again, this longer leaved eucalyptus tree was not great at the end of the year. It was much better at the beginning of the year when we had bigger reactions. But the other ones printed really nicely. That like red stemmed one that had really nice leaves. But the real showstopper, even though this one does have some really great spots on it, the real showstopper is our white one, which came out stupid beautiful. I already have bought more cashmere scarves to dye with because it came out so, so cool. And it's all nice and shiny. I'm sure I could get that crease out if I steamed it a bit, because it literally got steamed, folded in that position, because I just don't have longer steaming dowels. But we could get some for sure. Look at how beautiful. I think this will make a great gift, and you can literally get these cashmere scarves for like $7.99. I kid you not. eBay. $7.99. Scottish cashmere scarves. Leaf print on them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this experiment and our first attempt on a protein fabric rather than a protein fiber, as in yarn. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!